Next is the bent arm press to handstand, and I actually classify this not in the press to handstand category necessarily, but closer to the handstand push-up category because of the mechanics that it follows. Now, this was the first press handstand that I learned so many years ago. Part of the reason was that I had pretty decent bent arm strength, and that was kind of a crutch that I could fall back on. Another reason was at that point I was still training the banana handstand, and it works better with that. So you may find, honestly, that bent arm presses are easier for you than straight arm presses, depending on your levels of strength and flexibility. So it's definitely something to play with. I do feel that it's a good movement to work on to strengthen handstand push-ups. And then the other idea is I would say it's technically less demanding than a straight arm press handstand, but it's physically more demanding. So you do have to have a different kind of shoulder strength. But I'll show you what that looks like. The idea is we'll work on the straight arm press another time, but I'm still starting as if I was going to do a straight arm press, and then I lean into it. So it's like my intention in the beginning is not necessarily to do a bent arm press. I still push as if I were to do a regular press. And then once it gets more difficult, I bend the arms to gain more leverage, and then I can get the hips to go up and the legs to lift. So if you're not able to lift the legs, then you're gonna go regular stance, lean forward, push, bend, and just try to find that point where you can get your legs as light as possible. Very similar to the exercises we've done before, and then you can do just isometric holds there. So that would be just a way to start understanding and grooving that position before we get into the pike push-ups, which are also going to be part of it. But basically, once you feel that position, you're going to go into the bent arm press. And we don't want to do a full push-up here because it's actually less efficient. I generally go to about 90 degrees. So I don't bend all the way down. I bend just enough to give me that increased leverage to be able to lift the feet and the hips. So, and then it's gonna be, the hips extend and the shoulders extend, either one at a time or at the same time. For efficiency, you don't wanna spend too much time in the bent arm position, but for strength, you might wanna spend more time in the bent arm position. So that's up to you, but I'll show you what that looks like. So hands on the floor, push like I'm gonna do a straight arm press, lean like I'm gonna do a straight arm press, bend until the feet get lighter, lift the legs, whoop, and then straighten out. Let's do a little bit better one without any wobbles. So lean, bend, lift the legs, whoop, and then come down. So that's the idea. As always, because there is a strength factor, you can still be making progress in the move by just going as far as you can and holding the position and getting your body to acclimate to the physical demands. So that's going to be a big part of it as well. But definitely, I recommend you can do the tuck press as well. So you can also go bent arm press from a frog stand. You can go bent arm press in a tuck, in a pike. They all follow basically the same mechanics. Definitely, you don't necessarily need to do this if you're working handstand push-ups, and there's a good chance if you have already decent strength in handstand push-ups, you can probably figure out the bent arm press fairly easily. But it is a good thing to work on in terms of assistance work, and it's not a lot of people might say, oh, it's a wrong way to do a press. It's just a different way to do a press. It's a way that uses a different kind of strength, a different body mechanic. For some body types, it's actually going to be an easier way to do press up to handstand. So yeah, I think worth trying, worth playing with. Give it a go.